Today I want to show you a beautiful Greek keki called Fanouropita. Fanouropita is one of these cakes that they make typically around this time of year in honor of Agio Fanourio, or the saint of discovery or finding things in Greece. This cake is so good, you're going to want to make this year round. But typically the Greeks make this time of year, and every time they find something that they were looking for, like health, prosperity, a husband for their aging spinster daughter, they give one of these, or they offer one of these cakes every year on the eve of Agio Fanourio, which is August 26th. So, to get us going, first things first, preheat our oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or about 160 degrees Celsius. Get that off and going. The next thing is super easy. It's just combining all of our ingredients into a mixer, and that's all there basically is to this. So to start us off, I'm going to take 1 cup of Greek extra virgin olive oil, and that's going to go into my mixer, along with an equal part of 1 cup sugar as well. I'm going to drop this, lock and load, and just whip that up for a bit until it becomes one and the sugar has completely melted into the oil. All right, so this has been going now for about 3 or 4 minutes. Now everything is completely emulsified in there. The next thing I'm going to add to this is 1 cup of orange juice. I'm using concentrate. If you got fresh oranges, by all means use fresh oranges. A little bit of the booze. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup or so of brandy. I have this brandy. You can use Metaxa. You can use whatever you have. Next, I've got 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. Gonna go in here. Very, very deep flavor. I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm gonna go in there as well as a tablespoon of baking powder. So that's gonna go into my cake as well, or my mixture, and just start kind of whipping that all up. And we're almost done now. That's pretty much all of our wet ingredients going in here. Another thing about this cake is that it's eggless. There are no eggs in this. So for those of you that have an issue with eggs for whatever reason, this is right up your alley. So now, I'm just gonna drop this down to the lowest speed. 3 cups all-purpose flour are gonna go in here. And just bring it in slowly, and just let the mixer do all the work. Get that all in there. Perfect. Let that do its thing there. The last 2 ingredients are 1 cup of walnuts and 1/2 cup of raisins. For my walnuts, I'm going to chop them. So I'm just going to throw them into my mini-me food processor. Nothing to this at all. And just pulse it a little bit. You don't want to turn these into powder, but you definitely don't want them like in whole chunks. So basically at the consistency of baklava walnuts, that's how you'd do this as well. So this is ready to go. Oh, you heard the beep? My oven's ready to go and it's waiting for us. That is fantastic. So leave these here. While my batter is doing its thing and kind of whipping up, time to prep my pan. And I'm using just a 12-inch stainless steel round pan. And now for this, all you're gonna do, real quick, just grease it. And I'm greasing it with a little olive oil. And then I'm just gonna dust it off with a little flour. Nothing to this at all. Just like that. Perfect. Ready to go. And then I'm just going to take my flour And like I said, a very, very light dusting. I don't know if that's enough or too much, but just give that kind of like a whirl all around, just like that. Nothing worse than making like a beautiful cake and all of a sudden discover when you take it out, it's stuck, it falls apart, and it just looks caca. That's like no good. All right, so that's that. Almost done there. Perfect. Get rid of that there. Oh, nicely greased pan, waiting for our batter. Let me get rid of this as well. So we're good to go. My batter is looking really good there. I'm just gonna grab a spatula and just let's see here if we can scrape off some of this batter and get it all mixed in there. Hate having parts of your batter not kind of doing its thing the way it's supposed to. So just leave that there just like that. Perfect. My friends, if I can do this, you can do this too. So just have that there. Leave this here. So I'm taking my walnuts, putting them in there. I'm also taking my raisins, half a cup of raisins, and putting them in there as well. So let me just get this out of the way here so you can see what's going on. And pretty much, my friends, that's it. This cake is ready to go. Let me just mix that a little bit more, make sure everything's all incorporated and combined. At this point, I always like to just give my bowl a final scrape. I don't want any of this goodness to be stuck behind or on the sides. Perfect, just like that. One more little quick mix, and I'm ready to go. What the heck? Looks good enough to me. Now, let's just dump our batter into our pan. Nothing complicated at all. This is a very, very easy cake. And if you can basically make a box cake, you can make this recipe too, because there's absolutely nothing to this. So that's it, just like that. That's perfect. Get every little bit of this goodness out of there. Oh my gosh, it smells so fantastic. Wow. All right, there's this here. So let me see if I can just dig up my offset spatula here. And it's gonna really help in terms of the cake, spreading it out and making it kind of even. So just do it as evenly as you can. Push it to the side. Nothing complicated or fancy. Again, this is real home cooking, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And just do the best you can. That's it. So here we go. This. It's about as good as I get it. Perfect. I got my baking hat on. All right. Perfect. All right, so that's it. Now, into the 350-degree oven, this is going to go for about 45 to 55 minutes, give or take. You want this to basically come out golden brown and pass the toothpick test. If your toothpick comes out clean in the middle, this is ready to go. Okay, so my Fanouropita has been out of the oven now for about an hour. I need this to get completely cooled down before the next and final step. It took exactly 45 minutes to bake off, and it's done perfectly. Now, here's the thing. I hope this works. It's pretty much completely cooled. How lucky do you think I'm going to be in lifting this up? Not really jiggling, so. Oh yeah, baby. That's the one. Look at this. Absolutely done beautifully. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. So I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to show you a really easy way, because I want to dust this with icing sugar without getting it all over the place. Nothing worse than that. You're going to look like Casper. It's just not good. I'm going to take a little icing sugar, and I want to take one of these little sieve things, and all I'm going to do is just unclip this and just take a little icing sugar, pour it in here, just like that. So there's like, you have basically a controlled pour or a controlled shake. And just do this. Just tap it and move it all around. And you're going to notice you're not going to get it everywhere except for where you really want it. Man, this is the way this is what I want. So just do this. And my Fanouropita is officially finished. Now, the best way to do this, I'm going to move this over here like this. I'm going to take a nice serving platter and very carefully just move it on here just like that. I'm going to serve it plain Jane and simple, just like this. You can make this any way you like. You can put a little bit of decoration. You can do whatever whatever you feel. Typically, a lot of the people in Greece who are bringing it to a Fanourio on the night before, on the eve of, will maybe put like a cross emblem or a crucifix or something like that, or some kind of pattern. Totally cool. I'm not that guy, but for you, knock yourself out. Now, before I go as well, I want to take a little piece. I just want to cut out a piece just to see how it turned out. Now these aren't like going to be enormous pieces, so just like that. And here it is, my friends. It is absolutely done to perfection. You see that? The Fanouropita, the color, the raisins, the walnuts, everything. Exactly the way I remember it in Greece. So that's it for this episode on my Greek Fanouropita recipe. We typically make this for religious purposes around the end of August, but forget that. This is so good, you're going to want to make this all the time, year round. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Share this with others who may be interested, not only yourselves. For this recipe and so many others, check me out online as well at kensgreektable.com. And until next time, I thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye for now.